Have you ever heard of the Roman Centurion scam? No, me neither, but in this video we're going to cover 12 traps to avoid as an expat in Italy. In fact, this video is for anyone visiting Italy who doesn't want to fall foul of the unsavoury side of Italy. Welcome to Expat Essentials of Italy, where we cover many aspects of living in Italy, short-term and long-term, to help you create your own Italian experience. Now, what follows isn't all exclusive to Italy. In fact, most of what we're about to cover happens in most countries around the world. However, some of these traps and pitfalls are more applicable to Italy than in any other country. And you'll see why as you progress through the video to the end.
Before we list the 12 traps to avoid as an expat in Italy, there are a couple of things I want to make absolutely clear. Firstly, most of these traps to avoid are mostly prevalent in the big cities, such as Rome, Milan, Turin, Genoa, Venice, Bologna and Naples. And the first 9 of the traps involve varying degrees of being ripped off, conned and physically stolen from. However, before we get into these sordid details, to gain access to further videos covering Italian life and lifestyle, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Either check the link in the comments or click on the subscribe button below this video. And don't forget to click the bell icon to avoid missing out on those other videos and important updates. Plus, check out the URL link in the description box below to a free PDF ebook entitled, "You Can Start a Brand New Life in Italy, Create Your Italian Experience." Okay, so as I was saying, the perpetrators of such dastardly deeds congregate in the cities, and criminality is a way of life for them. It's their profession, but you will also find them, to a lesser extent, in the smaller towns of Italy, too. The thing to remember is that these same traps are found in any country you go to. For example, many of the traps listed below are also found in London, and as much as I'd like to say I'm a fairly streetwise type of chap, when it comes to London life, there are still occasions when events take place that take you by surprise, and it's always when your guard is down. So, don't let the dark underbelly of life in Italy put you off from visiting and living in the country, because the positives far, far outweigh the negatives. Secondly, Italy has been an unfortunate pawn in a bigger political chess game when it comes to immigration. Many of the cities are now home to immigrants from Eastern Europe, Africa and the Middle East. This has caused its own social problems for the Italian authorities to deal with, and so it's even more important to keep your wits about you. So, now that you're shaking in your boots worrying about being robbed or mugged in a city of a country that is one of the most, if not the most popular, in the world, here are those 12 traps to be wary of. The first 6 traps are to be found in any city of any country, but are worth repeating here, especially as pickpocketing is a big issue. The second 6 of these traps generally are more prevalent in Italy, mainly because of the events and lifestyle peculiar to Italy. Unfortunately, the first 3 traps to avoid continue in the same vein and involve dodgy acts and dealings. The last 3 traps are more to do with the way you have to accept the way of life and go with the flow, and are more in line with adapting yourself to living in Italy. So, the first 6 traps. 1. Be wary of scooter and moped riders. Ladies and gents, take note, the man should always walk curbside when with a woman to avoid the woman's bag being snatched. 2. Don't leave your mobile phone on a table, especially outside a restaurant or café. This invites thieves to ask you for directions whilst simultaneously placing a newspaper on the table over your mobile phone, and then the thief will walk off with their newspaper and your phone, as you continue eating your meal. 3. Don't put your purse or wallet in your back pocket. This goes without saying. 4. Dress sense and dress sensibly. Firstly, don't dress like a tourist. Wear jeans and t-shirt or jeans and a jacket, depending on the weather. You can look and be cool and casual as much as the Italians, but the point is to blend in rather than stand out. Secondly, don't wear expensive jewelry or handbags. 5. Be conscious of what's around you and what's going on around you, and be mobile as much as possible. A moving target is more difficult to hit than a static target. 6. Counterfeit currency. Fake notes being in circulation could be a problem, so take care when receiving euro notes as change in shops, bars and restaurants, anywhere, in fact. And just one other reminder whilst handling currency in Italy, the Swiss franc is not part of the euro. Switzerland is not in the Eurozone, even though it is a European country and borders Italy. The second 6 traps. 7. Train stations. There are 3 issues to cover here. 1. The faster the train service, the more expensive the ticket. Here's an example. We traveled from Lake Garda to Venice. The slow train takes about 2.5 hours, whilst the fast train takes about 1.25 hours. A return ticket on the fast train was about €100 each. Always ask or find out beforehand what your options are before you go to the train station. 2. When you buy your train ticket, you have to validate it by having it stamped in a ticket machine on the platform before you board the train, otherwise you risk being fined by an unfriendly ticket inspector. 3. Ticket vending machines. If you're at, say, Milan Central Railway Station, tempted to buy a ticket from a vending machine because the ticket booking hall is chaotic, yes, it really is chaotic, then be very wary. Well-dressed, official-looking persons will offer to help you. Take note, they do not work for the railway or the train station. At the very least, these people will expect a tip in return for helping you. At worst, they will be after your cash and credit cards. If you find yourself in this position, opt for the chaotic option, and buy your ticket from the ticket office. Besides, you may even enjoy the experience of chaotic Italian life. 8. People who hand you things for free, such as leather bracelets, flimsy ribbons, colored stones, or anything for that matter. We encountered this in Milan, and it's a ploy run by some immigrants. Some will try to put stuff on your wrist or tie a bracelet on your wrist. And guess what? Yes, they want to charge you for it. Be very wary of this practice. They will try to engage you in friendly conversation. Avoid engaging with them at all costs. Even when you evade their attempts, they may even place an item on your shoulder, for example, as you walk away. Throw it back at them. The experience is unpleasant, they are intimidating, and it happens in broad daylight. A similar practice happens in Rome, at the Colosseum, although from what we've been told it tends to be the locals who provide this service. It works on a similar basis, but is a bit more subtle in its execution. 2 or 3 Roman Centurion soldiers appear, and coerce you into having a photo taken with your smartphone or camera, and then charge you for the privilege, which, if you're not aware of the trap, you'll find out about after the event has taken place. Who knows how much they charge and what they'll ask you for. And, of course, Rome is home to the Vatican. Be wary of tour guides offering to show you where the Pope lives, and arranging to have a Campari or martini with him. 9. Pickpockets. Whilst London and other major cities have a problem with pickpockets, it became even more noticeable when we were advised on what to look out for on a day trip to Naples. Fortunately, we decided to visit the ruins of Pompeii instead, and a couple we got to know who did go to Naples had a thoroughly enjoyable time. They had no issue with pickpockets, simply because they traveled light, wore very basic jewelry, such as a cheap watch each, and dressed like a local, with faded jeans and a t-shirt. But here's what to watch out for. 1. People who bump into you, there's a reason why they bump into you. And 2. People who ask for directions, it diverts your attention. 10. Don't expect a full English breakfast. A small, strong coffee, espresso, and maybe a pastry or biscuit is what many Italians start their day on. 11. Just because Italy is home to so many well-known fashion houses and brands, don't expect to pick up suits, dresses, shoes and handbags at bargain prices. Italy is in Europe, not in the Far East. 12. If you have an opportunity to enjoy a night out at the opera or to visit a nice restaurant, don't worry about being overdressed. No one dresses smarter or with more style than an Italian. Okay, so the first 9 traps to avoid are a bit scary, however, the last 3 are more in line with the Italian way of living, and most videos from now on will focus on the pleasant and enjoyable aspects of living a rewarding life in Italy. So keep an eye out for the next video providing helpful tips on enjoying a quality Italian lifestyle. In the meantime, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, either check the link in the comments or click on the subscribe button below this video, and don't forget to click the bell icon to avoid missing out on important updates. You will also find a URL link in the description box below to a free PDF ebook entitled, You Can Start a Brand New Life in Italy, Create Your Italian Experience. Until next time. Ciao for now.